Hey, welcome back to Condensed Coaching. Today we're with the same player as yesterday, Champion 1, who does not like to work on his mechanics. So we're going to talk about that today. If you would like your replay analyzed, you can join the Discord in the description, and I offer free coaching. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Another thing, you say that like you're too lazy to practice mechanics. The thing is, you probably saw all the series like GC without mechanics, SSL without mechanics, and stuff like that. I just want you to be aware that the players that made those series have an abnormally high game sense. So how I explain Rocket League has 3 core skills, okay, that I put with bars like this. Okay, there's the basic mechanics, which is your movement: half flip, speed flip, fast aerial, wave dashes, boost management could be here, could be in game sense. Okay, but basic mechanics. Then there's your advanced mechanics, okay, which is like air dribbles, flip reset, double taps, must-see flip, all the harder stuff, that very flashy stuff, but is now actually very competitive and useful. And then there's your game sense, okay? I saw a guy made a series champion without boost. So he took the boost off of his controller and made it all the way to champion 1 without boost. Why? Because his game sense was so high that even though he couldn't do any of this or any of much of that, he was always well positioned type thing. He was always ahead of time on the play. So he was beating people all the way to champion. Okay. It's the same thing with the Grand Champion without mechanics and SSL without mechanics. If you're always perfectly positioned, you're going to have a bunch of free balls that you can shoot on net and just score with just shots or flicks or stuff like that. The problem that I have with these series, because it's true, they actually did it, is just to develop this amount of game sense, you need 8 to 10,000 hours in the game. You need to play thousands of games every season for years to know the game enough to be able to do something like that. Most people, what happened is that their bars are like this, and then they have one skill that's lacking a bit. And then if they want to climb, so either they increase these a lot without working on this one, or they take the time to work on this one. You see what I mean? And you're saying you're too lazy to learn mechanics. So basically you want to climb with only your movements and your game sense. So you're gonna need near perfect game sense for your level and near perfect movements for your levels. If you don't air dribble and double tap and stuff like that. There's people that are players that are like this. They have zero game sense. They have zero, like they can't shoot and dribble on the ground and stuff like that, but they can double tap and double flip reset. And they climb onto a certain level and eventually they get destroyed. So I just want you to be aware with this that yes, there's a certain progression that you can go and get, but eventually you're gonna need some. And trust me, I pushed that theory to the limit. When I got to Grand Champion 2, I started I hired a coach, and he looked at my games and he was like, yeah, you don't do much mistakes, but like you need to be able to take the ball and go put it in their net, and you're not good enough at that, so you're gonna have to, you know. So I just want you to be aware that mechanics are a part of the game. You can't be good at the game if you're not good at moving your car around or at controlling the ball and stuff. Yeah. So this is a common mistake. So in 3v3, you're right if we assume that you guys have a teammate over here. Or to be honest, slightly more back than that. You're right. You're the second player. You're going to cheat mid. If something goes around, you want to be there to score it. In twos, we can't do that because our job is as much equal score the goal and defend our goal. Right? We need to do both jobs. And here, if he does something right, it's going to be much harder for you to defend the goal. So the proper positioning in twos would be around here, more or less forward, backward, depending on the speed of the play. And you're gonna notice right away if he gets dunked and it gets over you. I was too close, and then it's a lighter 50, but it still gets behind your teammate, and this guy beats you to the ball. So then you were too far. You know, that's how you judge the distance. And basically, we want to stay like in line with the ball. If the ball's here, we're there. When the ball's going to be here, we want to be like here. See, we move. I'm Grand Champion 2. So we move on this line. The closer the ball gets to the net, and eventually we take the shot when it passes the post. Okay? Because here, if your teammate gets dunked, it's going to be too dangerous. And see what happens? If you would have been here, you would have had a much easier ball. You would have been forward facing instead of this. What are you going to do with this? Most likely, I didn't see what's going to happen. If you are first to this ball, you're going to hit the ball. It's going to hit the waterfall and fall here. Or it's going to fall enough that you're going to hit it in the side wall and it's going back here. That's pretty much, I doubt that you're going to have the very light touch that I can do to then land on the side wall, to then jump again to a dribble to the net. Unlikely. So it's just, there's nothing you can do with this ball. Was I right? So did this touch help your team or their team? It gave away possession. You burnt all your boost. You don't have the ball anymore. And you didn't do anything dangerous. It was not even close to generating a shot on net. No, you're not bad. You're champion 1. Everybody in your lobby are doing these mistakes. Okay? Everybody at your level do some form of those mistakes. Okay? And I did when I was your rank. I'm telling you, if not worse than that. I was a monkey when I was a champion. But if you want to climb, you need to reduce the amount of mistakes and increase the amount of good things that you do. And statistically, it's going to make you win more than you lose. That's what we want. We don't want to win all the games. It's impossible. We can't fix everything and win all the games suddenly. But we want to win more than we lose. So let's say this would cost a goal, and you're like, yeah, that was dumb. I'm not going to do that again. So the next game you have a situation like that, you're better positioned and you have, a more dangerous attack. And instead of taking a goal against, you score. You win that game. It's a 3-2 loss. So if you score instead of taking a goal against, you win that game. And if all the games that you lose by one goal, you make one less mistake and one more good thing, you win. Right? That's what we're trying to do today. Figure out what are your most common mistakes and try to fix them. Hey, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing. Don't forget, join the Discord. I offer free coaching. That's about it for today. See you tomorrow, and good luck on your grind.